In this video, I'm going to solve the following question. If m equals, and it's right here, you'll see it's got exponents, it's a rational, it's got rational exponents. We're going to determine the x and y value for 4 different scenarios. The first scenario is where m equals to 1. So first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to simplify it using our exponent laws. So you'll see that I multiplied the 1 over 4 by each term in here. So 16 to the exponent 1 over 4, x to the exponent 8 over 4, and y to the exponent negative 4 over 4. Here I have 32 x to the negative 2 and y equals 8. Same thing. So I've taken the 4th root of 16, which is 2. This simplifies to the x to the 2, and this simplifies to the y equals negative 1. Then I'm going to use my exponent laws to simplify this. So you'll note that 2 minus negative 2 is actually 4. Negative 1 minus 8 becomes negative 9. So I've simplified it to live like this. You could simplify it further so that it's 2 over 32 becomes 1 over 16. That is up to you. That's one way of doing it. I've just left it as is, so I've left it simplified as such and as such. So for m to equal 1, this must be equal to 16 because 2 times 16 gives me 32. Again, if you simplified it, it would be the exact same thing. We need this to equal to 16 in order to get the whole thing equal to 1. So you'll notice that if I use x equals to 2 and y equals to 1, so 2 to the power of 4 is 16, 1 to the power of 9 is 16, it will satisfy this. So here's your check. So I've substituted 2 and I've substituted 1, and you'll see that m equals 1. So that's one answer to one part of the question. Now another part says, what if you want m to be greater than 1? So using what we simplified, for m to be greater than 1, the numerator has to be greater than the denominator. So again, you can choose different values. Chosen x equals 3 and y equals to 1, simple scenario. If you want to check it, you sub in the values. Again, you'll see that m equals 5.0625, so that satisfies it. Another question is if you're looking for it to be between 0 and 1. So now you want the numerator to be less than the denominator. Again, your answers can vary. Choosing some simple answers, you can choose x equals 1 and y equals to 1. And you can check it. If I substitute it, 1 over 16 is my answer, which is less than 1. And the last scenario is less than 0. So this means you want negatives. In order to get a negative, you need to have a negative in the values. You can't have x will never be negative because if you look at the question, it's got a positive exponent. So the numerator will always be positive. So you can only mess with the y. So y has to be a negative value since we have an odd exponent. So in this case, I made, for example, you can say that y equals negative 1, and you'll see that you end up with a negative, which is less than 0. So for less than 0, y can be any negative number. Okay, so I will again show you the full screen. You want to take this all in again. I hope that answers this question. So 4 different scenarios that have been answered. For more videos on how to solve different kind of questions, or if you need some tutorial help on your calculator, please subscribe to my channel.